Go ahead and take a look at some of the cornucopias that I brought into our classroom today. The whole purpose of this project is to show space by drawing things that are overlapping each other. So when you look at the cornucopias that I brought in, there are some fake fruit or fake vegetables or fake pumpkins that you'll see within this cornucopia. And when you're looking at objects and you're trying to draw them, you're not going to draw the whole part of every object. So like for example, you can see right now I'm starting to draw in some of the grapes. Some of these grapes are overlapping each other, but it's also interesting to take a look at how the pumpkin or the orange overlaps other things. So as you start working today, I want you to just kind of start thinking about the whole purpose of this project. I'm going to draw a bunch of fruit. And then as I draw the cornucopia, I'm doing that right now, the Horn of Plenty, I'm drawing some of those objects. And then as I draw the objects that are behind it, I'm not drawing the whole thing. I'm only drawing the parts that I can see. So I've got my handout and I've got an example up on the board. So I just wanted you to go ahead and take a look at some of those things, and I hope that it helps you as you start drawing some of your fruit as well as your Horn of Plenty that contains the whole thing. I've also drawn a little line on the sides that help, just using it like as if a table, it's sitting on a table, some leaves into the background, and I'm just penciling those things in. Now once I've completely finished drawing my cornucopia as well as objects into the background, I'm going to outline it with Sharpie, a permanent marker right now. So as I take my marker, I'm just going to go ahead and start outlining everything that I've drawn. After everything's been outlined in black Sharpie, these are Crayola markers. Crayola markers are what? Washable. So when you get your Crayola markers, it's kind of like you're outlining or going around the black Sharpie markers that you've done. Only with this marker, I know that if I get it wet, it might start working more like a watercolor. So as I take my markers, I'm just going to go ahead and apply some color, outlining over top of my black Sharpie and leaving the inside of it white. The other cool thing about using these markers is that because I know that I'm going to use them more like a watercolor paint, I can mix my colors as well. So I've just gone ahead and I've used some yellow with some orange onto my leaves. I've used some yellow onto the apple so that it looks more like it's highlighted. So I want you to go ahead and think about that too. If you would like to use more than one color on your objects, go ahead and do that. I'm also outlining my frame. I want the background to be filled with color. Okay, now that I've finished with my marker, I've gotten some water as well as my paintbrush, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just applying some water, and in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I've got to get the marker part wet, and I'm trying to mix or blend the part that was the marker into that white space. It might not show up very dark at first. Like this process, you might be doing it and thinking, Mrs. Foxen, it's not working. Give it some time. Make sure that you're spreading the marker into the white paper and just let it sit for a while. Some colors are going to work better than others, and that's okay. This is all about experimentation here. And I want you to just go ahead and use your water and the markers that you put on and treat it like a paint. If it's not working, that's okay. Go ahead and give it some time. Pass it along, go into another color and see if you can get it to start spreading. If it doesn't seem to be working, well, when everything is dry, you can always go back and fill it in with marker. That's always an option too. Some colors I found work better than others, and it's just, experimenting and trying. I love the way, take a look at when I even started. Look at how that brown cornucopia has already been filled in. My orange is working really well. My green, not as well as I would like, but give it some time. As time passes, the colors might continue to spread. So just be patient with yourself and just do the best that you can with the supplies that you have. It's just a new technique that I wanted to try. Remember, the whole purpose of this project was showing space by overlapping. We're not really super concerned about the colors, although the colors is what kind of makes it look cool. As well, but I just wanted you to have fun trying and experimenting using using markers like a watercolor. Now that this part has been dried, this is the part that I started with, so it's pretty well dry. I'm going to add a little bit more marker for details. So, when I thought about the texture of an orange, I'm going to start applying some of that into my orange right now. Using these markers, once it's dried, add a little bit more color onto it. I just really had fun with this project, and I hope that you do too. So have fun and enjoy the process, and thanks for watching.